everybody. Welcome back to Cooking with Kids in Quarantine. We have Chef Lily. Say hi, Lil.
Hi, Lil. Hi, Lil.
Okay, thank you. Say hi, James.
Hi.
All right, what are we making today?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies. All right, let's get up a little higher there, Lil, so not standing. Get on your knees. All right. So we are working with a recipe that I personally like. I prefer chocolate chip cookies that don't have a ton of baking soda in it. Baking soda makes them nice and puffy. I don't really like puffy chocolate chip cookies. Get your hands out of the chocolate chips. Now, The challenge is gonna be keeping their little hands out of the chocolate chips long enough to make the cookies. So I preheated the oven to 375 and we are going to start making the cookies. So I already measured out all the ingredients, but I'll walk through them as we add them. So we are going to start with the flour, baking soda, and salt in the bowl. I have the ingredients because I don't want 5 dozen cupcakes in my house. So this is, I've already measured everything out and halved it. So this is if you're doing the whole recipe, it's 2 1/4 cups of flour.
Yeah.
All right, and now we are adding in the baking soda and salt. So already measured out, we've got the salt. Okay, and you wanna add in the baking soda? Go ahead, dump it in there. All right, great. So while James whisks together the dry ingredients, making sure that we spread that salt and baking soda out, we're gonna start on the wet ingredients. So we have, it calls for 2 sticks of butter softened, so I put it in the microwave a little bit. Now we are going to add the sugar and the brown sugar.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So now we have added our sugars to our butter, and we need to add the vanilla extract. You wanna dump that in?
Yes.
Okay, dump it on in.
Oh, I love it in the extra.
Yeah,
I
yummy.
love that.
All right, so back up. So I just took out a hand mixer. You don't really need a stand mixer for chocolate chip cookies. It just seems a little bit like a little excessive. All right, now, ignore the mess. We are going to add the eggs.
I wanna do it.
Okay, James is gonna crack and add the eggs. Watch your little fingers. Crack it good on the side. You wanna add 2 eggs. Again, we're halving it, so we're only gonna add 1 egg, but 2 eggs.
When you have 2
Oh, do it over.
When you have 2 eggs, you mix. When you have 2 eggs, you put 2.
Yes, when you have 2 eggs, you have 2. All right, so now we're gonna mix this in. We are gradually stirring in the flour mixture, okay? So not all of it, just dump a little bit in and we'll mix it up as you dump it in. All right, there you go, over the bowl, so that we don't make as much of a mess. So we'll take about half of it.
I want to do it with you.
Okay, you do it with me. What's your favorite kind of cookie?
Chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips? How about you, James? You too?
They're just great.
They are just pretty great.
No, actually marshmallow.
Marshmallow? Oh, actually, the marshmallow did remind me of something. So when you got out your brown sugar, it was really hard. Don't throw it away. So there's a couple things you can do. You can soften it up in the oven. So if you put what you need in the oven at 250 degrees, just check on it. Leave it in there for a little while. It'll soften up. It will, whatever you don't use will harden up after that, but you can soften it up enough to use it. But the best thing to do is when you get your brown sugar home, it's to put it in a Ziploc bag and take it out of the cardboard because it's gonna dry out really quickly in there. Or you could throw a marshmallow in there. That's why I thought of marshmallows, because the marshmallow will absorb some of that and keep your brown sugar nice and soft. All right, now are we ready to add the chocolate chips?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, no, okay. We could just dump it in. You don't need to, there you go.
That'd be much better.
All right, dump about half of it in. There you go, hold on to this. I'm gonna fold it in.
Why are you putting it in?
Because I'm adding it to the dough. Oh, Lily took a little bit for herself. Well, you know what? That's the fun of making chocolate chip cookies. So,
what are you gonna see?
All right, you can dump some more in.
All of it.
Go ahead, dump them in.
Even the bowl.
So because these are a little bit different than the sugar cookies, we don't have to go ahead and refrigerate them before we bake them because we're not rolling them out or trying to keep their shape. We actually want them to soften up. Can you put that down? No, it's okay. So we actually want it to soften up and then spread while we're baking them. So,
can I test it out?
Well, that's a good question. There is raw egg in the dough. So you probably don't want to eat raw eggs.
I'll just a little bite.
Now the recipe also calls for chopped nuts, which is optional. I never add nuts to my chocolate chip cookies. Not a big fan of that, but if you want to add chopped nuts, you can do that as well. Okay, so now we have a nice cookie dough. Get your hands out of there. We have a nice chocolate chip cookie dough. We're gonna separate them, put them on a greased cookie sheet, and we're gonna bake them at 375 to 9 to 11 minutes. So we will see you back when they are done. All right, and there you have it. So we have our chocolate chip cookies. So after they cooled a little bit on the cookie sheet after the oven, I put them on this cooling rack that helps them cool down a little bit better. I actually also made mine uniform. They can't even wait. Okay, you can have one, Lil. Go ahead. I made them uniform in size so that they all bake evenly. So I just, I used a little ladle and scraped them off, rolled them into little balls so that they would all bake even sizes so that they would all bake the same. And I hope you enjoy your chocolate chip cookies. Are they good? Mm-hmm. Yeah?